Your mindset is holding you back from social success. And if you can just shift your mindset, not that much, just a little, but if you can shift your mindset to allow yourself to engage more socially, you will find remarkable results. Because the fact is, there's a lot of stuff to make more friends, improve on your social life that you know you could be doing. You know that it would over time work if you just let yourself go out there, put yourself out there, open up conversations, etc. You know that it would work, but you don't do it. And the reason why is your mindset. And specifically, it's the part of your mindset that is afraid of failure. If you're like most people, your mind is pretty fixated on this idea of failure minimization or failure avoidance. We don't like failure, it feels bad. And so if we think we're going to fail at something, we choose not to do it. So if you're thinking about going to some social event, maybe signing up for a meetup group or striking up a conversation with somebody in your class, if you think, you know what, I'm just going to fail at that nobody's going to talk to me at the meetup group. If I strike up a conversation with this person, I won't know what to say. It'll be awkward. If that's where your mind goes, you start to imagine the failure. Then the next step is for your mind to say, let's just not do it. Let's just avoid the failure by doing something else instead. And so you stay stuck because you're not doing the things that might lead to social growth. Because you know that if you go to enough meetup groups, if you strike up enough conversations, at some point you will start to make friends. You will start to develop more socially. But if you have to plow through failure after failure after failure to do that, well, then this avoidance of failure that takes over your mind, it gets in the driver's seat. It stops you from doing that. So you need to shift your mindset so that you are more okay with failure, more okay with trying things out, even if they might not work, in order to be socially successful and make the friends that you want. The problem is that some of the ways that people try to shift this part of their mindset doesn't really work. Because sometimes people try to kind of talk themselves out of it by saying, well, okay, maybe I would try to strike up a conversation and maybe it wouldn't work that well, but you know what? It's not the end of the world. If somebody doesn't like me, it's okay. I'm just going to go do it. And then they don't do it. And then it doesn't happen. Why not? Why can't you just sort of rationally talk yourself into this? And the reason is because even though rationally you can understand that there's no long-term consequence to failing in a social interaction. If you go to a meetup group and nobody talks to you, you can just go home, and and it doesn't affect your life in any way. But that's not the way that it feels in the moment. It can feel really, really awful to have a bad social experience because those bad social experiences, they're not just a little uncomfortable or a little awkward. What they can do is that they can really provoke shame. Because many people that struggle socially, they have sort of a shameful self-image of themselves that they're struggling with. They think, oh well, I'm just not a very likable person. Well, I'm just too weird, or well, I'm just destined to be alone, or oh, I can't do anything right. Whatever it is, there's some kind of negative self-image that you may be struggling with. And when you go and have a social experience and it doesn't go well, that can really feed in to that negative self-image. It can make it really hard for you to resist those self-critical thoughts that come up and that tear you down. And that doesn't feel fun. That can feel really bad, in fact, when that shame is activated. And so trying to say, okay, well, we'll just do it, just go out and be social when shame is kind of lurking and waiting to get you, that doesn't work very well. And so that's why you get stuck in this avoidance of failure, because you're protecting yourself from that shame. And simply telling yourself that it's going to go okay, it doesn't work because that shame is still there. That threat to your identity is still there. So how do you shift your mindset to overcome this? How do you get yourself to actually go out and engage in the social things that you know that you want to do? The way that you do that is by shifting the goal from helping yourself onto helping someone else. Because if you're like most people, your greatest courage comes up when somebody else is in need. If you're at a restaurant and the waiter gives you the wrong order, you might not speak up. You might not want to make a scene. But if your friend gets the wrong order and you can tell that they're upset about it, then you might speak up to advocate for your friend. Or if there's some snarling dog barking at you, you might just run the other way. But if that snarling dog is threatening a child, you'd probably jump in. You'd probably defend the child. You have so much strength and courage that's available to you when you're trying to take care of somebody else. And you want to utilize that in this social part of your life. And so the way that you do that is by realizing that when you go to these social opportunities, you're not just going for yourself, you're going to give a gift. And here's what I mean by that. My grandma used to say, if you want to have a friend, you need to be a friend. And what she meant by that is that anytime that you're trying to form a friendship with somebody, you are giving a friendship to that other person. It's not a one-sided thing where you're the only one that benefits. They're also going to enjoy all of the benefits of friendship. They're going to enjoy fun times with you. They're going to enjoy, emotional support, good memories, all the other things that come with friendship. And if you can kind of hold that in your mind of realizing, you know what, I have something to offer here. I could be a good friend to somebody. And maybe there's somebody at this meetup group or this party or whatever it is that I'm going to, maybe there's somebody here that could really use a friend. And maybe I could be that friend. Or even if I'm not going to full on be their friend, maybe I could make somebody's day a little bit better. Maybe I could make somebody smile. Maybe I could make somebody feel cared for or listened to or understood. Even if I never see somebody again, being able to offer something like that to another person, there's real value in that. And if you can kind of turn your mind to that and think that is the goal. When I go to this social event, I'm not going there to make a friend for myself. If that happens, then great. But I'm going there to be a positive light for other people. I'm going there to make somebody else smile, to brighten somebody's day, to offer a friendship to somebody that might really need it. Well, that's going to tremendously unlock this courage because it's no longer about you. It's about what you can give to other people. And even if you fail, even if you mess up, it doesn't activate the shame. Because you know what? That shame, that self-critical voice that says, oh, you're not very good. Well, if you just spent that entire social event being giving and generous and caring to other people, it doesn't have anything to latch onto. You were being a great person. You were being a giving person. And there's no room for shame to lodge an attack against that. And so you'll have protection and you'll have the ability to then go and engage in those social events. And that doesn't mean that you have to be a martyr, because when you are going out there, I mean the reverse of my grandma's statement, right? If you are being a friend, then you will have a friend. If you go into these social events and you just try to make somebody's day a little bit better, you just try to bring a little bit of life and light to the conversation. Over time, people are going to see that and they're going to really like that and they're going to want to be your friend. And so your social life will develop over time as you are putting yourself out there and doing these things. But you just need that mindset shift to realize that it's not about you. It's not about you succeeding or failing. It's about, do I have something to offer to somebody else here? And if you can find that thing to offer, and there will always be something that you can offer, even if, again, it's just as simple as making somebody else smile, then that'll encourage you to have the courage to do something, even if it's a little bit scary. So that's my encouragement to you for today. Go shift your mindset, tune in to generosity and care, and let that unlock the courage for you. I hope that helps. Feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what you think of this. Let me know if there's anything else that I could discuss on this channel that might be helpful. And then if you want to learn a little bit more about this, especially if this idea of pushing past your fears is helpful for you, I've got a video on trying to overcome awkwardness, or specifically realizing that awkwardness isn't what you think and doing a mindset shift about that. So if that sounds interesting to you, then go click the video. It'll appear somewhere over there. I forget where it is, but click the video, learn more about awkwardness, and I will see you all next time. This is Dr. Dan signing off.